today we get into 7 cheap cars y'all can all get into for under $10,000. These cars are pretty legit. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all subscribe to the channel for weekly automotive content. Let's get it.
The first car or cars I want to speak about is the BMW 550i as well as the 650i. I grouped these two together because they both share the BMW N52 platform, a 4.8 liter V8, good for 367 horsepower, as well as 361 foot-pounds of torque. If you want the perfect balance between luxury and performance, this V8 is definitely your option. The one thing I will express about people looking to get into one of these cars is that you got to be willing to get your hands dirty. The cars suffer from a lot of valve stem seal issues, as well as spark plugs and coils failing prematurely. The next car I want to speak about is a personal favorite of mine, the Chevrolet Corvette, and I'm going to group together the C4 and the C5. Both cars can be at or under $10,000, with some C4s going as low as $5,000, and a C5 you can easily talk your way down to about $10,000 cash. The C4 span from about 1984 to about 1996, with the most notable engine that can be found under $10,000 being the LT1 and possibly the LT4, but more than likely you'll get an LT1 pushing 300 horsepower and 330 foot-pounds of torque. With the C5, you have the legendary LS1 that pushes about 350 horsepower and is good for 0 to 60 in about 4.9 seconds. As far as the styling, the late C4 and the early C5 share a lot of the same features, with the iconic pop-up headlights, as well as they both feature a convertible design as well as a hatchback with the convertibles weighing just a little bit more. These cars are only good to fit about a driver and a passenger, and trunk space is far from useful, only being able to fit a couple of groceries and or a suitcase in the backseat of both the late C4 as well as the early C5. Another great car I want to touch on is the W211 E55 AMG. The W211 features the M113K V8 that's supercharged from the factory, giving out about 469 horsepower and over 500 foot-pounds of torque. The other great thing about this car is that it can fit a family of 5. The front and rear seats are heated and cooled, as well as it has a panoramic sunroof for everybody to look out of. Another set of cars that is very important to this list is the 4th gen F-bodies. That consists of the Pontiac Firebird as well as the Camaro SS. Both cars came equipped with an LS1 that made 310 horsepower, a little bit of a detune from the C5 Corvette, but it does share the same engine. Most people know the LS1 is fairly bulletproof and is mostly known for its ability to make power easy. Both of the cars are coupes, pretty much sharing the same exact inside, with the back seat of the coupe actually being pretty decent size, able to fit an adult back there, and the trunk space is okay. It's not great, but it's just okay. Now, this wouldn't be a list if I didn't mention the E90 and the E92 BMW 335i. The twin-turbo N54 motor, good for 300 horsepower stock, is known to be the German 2JZ with massive tuning potential. This is due to the turbos having much more space to grow, as well as the rods and pistons pretty much being forged. The first JDM car on this list is the Nissan 350Z. Good for 306 horsepower at 6,800 RPMs. This car is definitely known for its handling as well as its reliability, also its capability in order to be modified by the daily enthusiast. 350Z is a 2-seater design, very similar to the Corvette, and has very minimal trunk space due to its round back. The last car I want to speak about is the Dodge Charger RT. Good for 360 horsepower and has 391 foot-pounds of torque. Interior was very comfortable, came with leather and cloth option seats, as well as the trunk being pretty large for the car. The Dodge Charger over the years have become increasingly more iconic due to the Hellcat as well as the 392. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Y'all stay tuned to the channel for daily automotive content, man.